I know someone asked me about the diamond. The only thing that you need to understand when you talk the QML diamond is also a sort of liquidity. So there is so many reasons I did give you guys last time. If you remember, I drew the chart for you guys. Let me just open a new chart somewhere here. Maybe let's see, it's gonna be BTC. Maybe it is what it is. So what's up, guys? I'm just trying to show you this. So the diamond QML is like this. Let's say you have a decision point. This is your decision point. Which color can I put? So maybe let me take red. I'm sure red. Let me increase it. Okay, let's say you have a candlestick like this, and this is the second candlestick, and you're expecting markets to come and start selling from there. Okay, so you're expecting market to come and sell from there. So the only thing that you need to pay attention to is, if you're looking in terms of QML, how do you sell from there? So because sometimes you're gonna see, let's say QML, you have your level like that, then market goes to the downside, then market creates something like this, and market touch the area there, then drop. Do you see this one, the one I draw just right now here? As you know already, for people that they're trading QML, so what they will look at is gonna be something like this. This area here is the area where market is already built liquidity. So now they try to forget that market is already built liquidity, so they need to pay attention to what is happening on the top, because we have a decision point, the one that is on top, and this is the area that we're expecting market to do it, to give us a sell entry. Now most of the people, what they'll do, because they see a QML that is happening here, you see this is the QML that is happening here, then they'll tell you what they have is they have the high, they have the low, then they have higher high, then they have the lower low. According to someone is trading QML, this is a perfect reason for him to come and sell from here. Then you're gonna see the person, what is the person is going to do, is gonna do like this. Okay, is a stop loss. Okay, sometimes they're gonna put even a stop loss above the eye. You see that eye there, this one, this is where they put the stop loss. Some people, they will even increase their stop loss, let's say 5 pips above that one, depend on how the person is, then they target again the low. But believe me, this type of QML is going to fail. It's going to fail. Why is going to fail? Because the head of the QML, the head where we have the higher eye, it's coming for a liquidity zone. This area is a liquidity level where institution, they know most of the people that have been selling here, they have stop loss above. Those one are coming to sell here again, they have a stop loss above again. So now what you're gonna see, what market normally do, market is gonna do like this. So market is just gonna come, maybe get somewhere here, give people even a reason for them to believe market is gonna sell huge. Then market just get there, sell small like this, the next minute, boom. Then let's say maybe if they give you even a confirmation, then market drop. So now the person is gonna say, I don't understand why my QML failed, because I saw everything was clear and perfect picture. No, the things that you didn't understand was because this area, your higher eye, come from what we call a flippy zone. A flippy zone is where support become a resistance or resistance become a support. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind. You have to look at every time when you want to trade this QML. You have to look, where is my head is coming from? This is the first logic, what we call, and this area here become a QML diamond, this one. So this is how the area become. It's become a QML diamond because we know that area is going to do what? It's going to fail. And the second reason of QML failing is this one. So let's say market is already create something like this. What is happening with this? Let me do something like this. Okay. Let's say market is already create a big movement. Let's say like this. Boom. Then market push to the upside. Market drop again. Let's say even like for a nasty reason, market give you even the MPL, then market drop. You know already market is already create something that we call a QML level. So from understanding, what you're gonna see is just that market is already create this area and give you a reason of you coming to sell again from this area. But because they wanna trap people, so what you're gonna see when market drop like this, then maybe let's say market gets somewhere here, create another QML, then drop. So people, they'll try to forget the big picture of the QML that is inside this area. Then they'll try to focus on this small QML, the one that we have there. So this is where they'll focus and thinking like market is gonna go more to the downside. No, market is not gonna go more to the downside. This QML is going to fail. Why? Because it is a small QML inside the big QML. So this area here is also another sort of liquidity that they build because they know most of the people, they'll try to come and sell from this level as it is aligned with QML. This is why you see market just maybe sell maybe 10 pips, the next minute, boom, then market drop. So this one also is gonna be a diamond QML. It's also a liquidity where they come and they trap people from this area. It's so simple. You just have to look of what is happening, how do you take your trade, you know, those kind of stuff. So for this one, I'm sure, let me just reduce this one a bit so I can show you guys this. Let me show you guys, because all these things are in my YouTube. Then I don't understand why people, they don't look at it and why people don't understand it. If you check this one, this video here, if you check this video here where it says gold is mining, you're gonna see I call a diamond QML live on this thread. Let me show you guys. I think it must be on the beginning. Let me see somewhere here. This guy see this. Let me show you guys. Do you see this? If you want, guys, I can even go right now on H4. I'll show you this area here. Do you see? Because I saw a QML. You see, this was a QML. I even said this one is gonna be a diamond QML. Let me show you guys. I think it must be on the beginning where I said, okay. What do you see, guys? So you just need to understand, okay, what is happening. And if you read the message here, I'm expecting a QML to fail in this one because we have the big QML on top, and this one is a small also, it is inside the big QML. This is what I explained. We have the high, we have the low, the higher high, then we have the lower low. Market just push to the upside, then create another QML on this area. So I was expecting market to fail already because I knew this one is going to fail. Because most of the people, they will believe this one is going to hold for so long, whatever. But the only reason this one fell, because we have the big QML on top, and market has to go and seek for that big QML for them to sell. So guys, you need to come and watch this video. This video is going to help you a lot. So let me do something like this. Go back to the old chart. This is the story on here. If we go to H4, if you go to H4, this thing was a long time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was here. Not here. It was where? It was somewhere on H4. Let me check again. I forgot where it was. Oh, it's okay, sharp guys. It chose this area, 1918. Okay, 1918. So it was somewhere 14. Yeah, somewhere. Oh, I've been trading gold for so long, huh? Okay, I'm sure it's somewhere here. Yeah, it's somewhere here. I got the level. I got the level for you guys. Do you see what was happening here? On this zone here. After we create this low, market creates all this QML area, you see, from this level. And most of the people, they believe this one is going to be the strong one, because if you don't see the QML, I'm going to tell you this is the QML area where we expected market to come and sell from here. You see, this is where most of the people, they expected, like people that are trading QML stuff, they expected market to come and sell from here to go more to the downside. But check what happened. That area fell because there was another area. You see that area there? So this was the area where market go and seek. So if you change the time frame, then you're gonna see the body was somewhere here for you to come and take the entry from there. Let's see, somewhere there. Align with this, all this manipulation zone, because if you check properly, we have this, then we create all this low. So what we need to understand is just that. And for people that they ask me about liquidity, what was the reason of them coming and sell from here? There is two things that you need to understand from this area. So the first one was this one. You see this area here is the one we call the FTR, like what people they call today the inducement. So this area induced this area to give them a reason for them to come and do it. Let me try to cut here. I don't know if it's gonna accept. Yeah, it's working. I don't know. So if you check from this area, properly, what you're gonna see, this was the area where we had the last buy. You see, the last buy before they sell, whatever. Then this area was an FTR because it failed to come to this candlestick. This is where all the manipulation happened. So it failed to get here. Then it created this FTR. So FTR is a failure to return. You have your supplier zone. This is my supplier zone. Let me change it to be supplier zone. This is my supplier zone. You see, all this candlestick is supplier zone, and at the same time, I have my QML level that is inside my supplier level, my supplier zone. So what I'm gonna look at from this area is gonna be which zone is gonna be valid inside that supplier, because if you go to low time frame, you're gonna see this is a consolidation. All this area is a consolidation. Let me try if it's gonna go. Not sure. Yeah, it's going. Okay, if you check what I was saying there, that area was just a consolidation. But inside that consolidation, what do you see? What was happening there? You're gonna see there was just a sort of manipulation that was happening. Do you see? There was a sort of manipulation that was happening from there. If we go again to M5, let's say M15, you're gonna see this one was just a body somewhere here. Then what happened here? Do you see what was happening in this, like from this area? So this is when you're gonna come and refine all your zone. But for us, we trade the key level. You're gonna see this low here. You see this low was being manipulated, because if I go to line chart, you're gonna see this low was very strong. Let me just go to line chart so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let me mark this area so that we see it. Then you're gonna see for yourself that what I'm talking. Do you see, guys, what I'm talking about? So this line here was a strong low, that area. Then market manipulate that zone. Then market create this sort of MPL, the one that was there. Then if you check to the other side, how market get there and start selling. What is this things? How market get there and start selling. You see. So this is how you look for the strong. You understand where the zone, where there was a manipulation. Then when you go, let's say you go now to the candlestick. So this is when you're gonna see, okay, there is that manipulation, but inside the manipulation zone, what is there? What is that I'm gonna use for me to be able to take the entry? because sometimes market respect exactly that line, or they're just gonna seek where there is, let's say, those hidden bears, how they manipulate them. You see, this is where market is gonna get there. But the most important things for you to be able to sell from there is just that you need to see what was happening in the low time frame or the times of liquidity, like this FTR. Why did the market get here but did not fill all this area? Do you see this candlestick here? So market did not come and fill all this level. You see? So the order, like the way we trade normally, we trade this supply and demand zone. I look at the market like this. So this is gonna be the zone. Sorry, this is gonna be the zone that I'm going to look. Because if you look properly, you're gonna see this is what I call the bearish engulfing. These things I learned it from Mansory. It's called bearish engulfing type 2, as you can check. So this week engulfed the previous week. So most of what Mansory is doing is gonna start the entry from this. So where the entry, the week of this one plus the other one, this is where he's gonna start looking for his entry. Then if you put your line, because you get the precision, you understand where market is gonna do it. Market is gonna start selling. Then when you go the other side, you're gonna see, I'm sure it's gonna be just to the tick and drop. You see, it's to the tick and drop. So this is how we look at the market the way it is. But what gives me a valid reason of me coming and sell from here? If you remember, guys, that was my entry. Then I didn't hold this trade all the way. Drop almost 1,500 pips in that day. I remember I collect my TP somewhere here, but it dropped even more. I even regret why I did close this trade. And another valid reason of me coming, why I sold from here, was just this 3D. That was the valid reason for me to sell from here, because I saw where markets did something like this. 1, 2, 3. Then this was my entry. Or if you want a confirmation entry, you wait for market to return back, because this level is the one that take out all this liquidity. Then market come and trade on it. Then you just gonna drop with it. You see, this was London. Then 6, I don't know what happened that day on 6. Then market just dropped like nobody business. Then I think it was 8:30 again, somewhere there. 8:30 again, it continued dropping. But during this time, I think there was like a news or whatever. I don't remember what happened that day. So as you can check, this is our market drop. I think it was this Corona things story. Yeah, the Corona things, whatever. So this is how, guys, I look at the market. Then let me show you guys more about these things, about liquidity and whatever. I'm sure someone asked me about these things. How do you look at liquidity? How do you look? This is what I look at. Let me go to Nasdaq. Do you see, guys, here on Nasdaq, there was something that I was looking the previous week. Do you see this line here? I put this line. I think I refined something here. Must be proper. I refined something. Let me check. I don't even remember what I did and why I put that line. Yeah, it was that week. I remember now. So it was this week. I was expecting market to come from there and start doing what? Start buying from here. This is what I was expecting. But check what happened now. So if we check like this, you're gonna see what happened there. Let me remove all this. Do you see? They come, test my zone, even if they test this area. But as long as I have this zone, because I knew that market has to do something from there, this won't be a problem, because the stop loss, I can even put a stop loss, because this is Nasdaq, 15 bips, 20, whatever, it's fine. Then you're gonna take, but let me now give you the reason of why this entry and why I didn't look at this other stuff for me to be able to wait for the entry. Because according to me, this area here was liquidity. I know most of the people, they wait for market to come and start buying from here. Yes, you can wait for market to come and buy from there. If you use a big stop loss, that won't be a problem, and market is gonna get from your level and sell. But if you need more precision, this is why you're gonna refine. So to me, I consider all this area as liquidity. This is what I consider this area. All this low. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna look for an entry on this zone anymore because of this trend line. So market has, for me, if market wanna buy, it has to buy in this line here. Why? Because this is where the bullish momentum kick in, you see, from here. And we break this area here. Since we break this area, plus the timing that market took before it get to this area, so already it's something that is showing me that market is gonna come and hold from this area. So this is what happened. Market took out this liquidity and come hold from that area again. So if you check again here, why is the market selling from here? This is one thing that you need to understand. I'm sure if we go to, yeah, I'm sure it's this time frame, the one I was looking at. You see this area here. You see. I hope you can see this one. This one was acting as a liquidity. Was acting as a liquidity. I'm sure it was M45 or what? Because I saw a clean block here, M45. And we are this zone that market never mitigated. Market never mitigated. And this one act like liquidity that they have to come and run. It gives a reason of market selling from here. Not to go and push to the upside because they haven't created liquidity from this area. You see. So this is how I also look at the market. But check also what happened here. They give even a reason to people that they believe because they have this eye, this is an inducement. This is why you need to understand about the inducement. Because the moment you look at the inducement everywhere, you see the eye in between and you believe that is an inducement, then there's going to be a problem. So you just need to look at, okay, what is happening here and why did the market has to run this? Or if you want, you can get just for confirmation. This is your entry. You wait for confirmation. What is the confirmation? You can go maybe to low time frame inside that zone. You go to low time frame and try to understand, because remember, this is all the zone. If you take the entry from the open, you know what is going to happen. So this is what I request from people. Let's say you look at the timing, what is happening in your timing. Because if you check here, this was like 8:30. 8:30 I like on gold because I can take the trade. I'm going to show you guys on gold. So 8:30 I like the trades, I can take on gold. But this one, because we have this demand level. Do you see this demand level? This was demand level. Then markets break the demand level. After markets come and break demand level, what do you expect next? It's something like this. You have your demand, it's there. Then market push to the upside, come close, then come and break again. So you expect market to trade again here to create liquidity for them to go the downside. If you don't remember, this thing is the one that HLZ was teaching, guys. So we break demand, this has become the SDE, then market trades up inside the SDE to create liquidity. So when they create the liquidity, then from here, what you're gonna look for? You're gonna look for SGB. The SGB, this is why you're gonna do it. You're gonna seek for your entry, maybe somewhere here, for you to come with it again to the downside. Like here, if you say, me, I'm still waiting for confirmation because this low, let's say we go like this. This low was the one that produced that high. Yes, that's right, because you need to see a confirmation for you to be able to do it, to take a trade. Then when you have a break of structure, because if you check here, what are you gonna say? No, I didn't see a break of structure because I'm waiting for the body. We are not WWA. We just need to understand what is happening, because here, if you check this pin, shows a break of structure. Then you come inside here. You see what happened there? They did the same thing. Did the same thing. If you wanna get more precision, this is what you're gonna see. There is this order, the one that was resting here. This could be your entry for you to be able to go to the downside. Now check, what is the time? Time also is very important. Almost 9:30. This is where you're gonna take your trade, because I know most of the people that they've been buying from here, let's say from 9:30, they've been buying going to the upside. I'm not gonna buy because I see there is a break of structure. So I'm waiting for the retracement. When I see a retracement, this is when I'm gonna take my entry to come with it to the downside. And what is the reason of me taking the entry there? Remember, we need to look for liquidity. They created liquidity to give a reason for them to sell on this hidden base. You see this hidden base, the one that is there. But to be more with precision, you can just do something like this. because you know this is your zone where market has to come, align with that level, then you can take your entry from there. Or if you doubt that zone, what you're gonna do, you just look for the candlestick that took liquidity, then you come and trade inside that candlestick. You see this rejection there, you wait for the 50% of it, then you go the downside. Again, same scenario, they took out the low, this area was more important to come and start selling again. Same story happened on USA 30. No, sorry, let's start with gold first. Why, if you check, remember guys, in the morning I wrote something about this on the chart. So the morning, what I was looking at in the morning, I was looking at market to come and take out this low, and the reason was because I had this zone here for me to buy from here. But the only thing that you need to understand is just that, let's say if you are trading about this area, you see market grab liquidity from here, but you are not sure how you're gonna take an entry. If you want a confirmation entry, you know already this is the Asian range, market is already take out the Asian range, plus you have the previous week high, this is the previous week high, then this is gonna be your target that you need to look at. This one I put inside here, the guy who I had the Zoom with it, all this didn't even happen. He knows what I was talking about on the Zoom. Here you can take the entry, because you need to understand also the story of candlestick and plus timing. I like more to take my trades at 2:30. So 2:30, maybe I'm gonna take the entry on this candlestick. If I don't wanna wait for like more about confirmation, let's say market take out this high. Why this high? Because it was the one that produced the low. So you see this high. This high was the one that produced this low. Then when markets break it, so now I have to look for the entry. People that they are trading ICT, what they'll do, they'll mark that area to be their breaker, and this is when they take the entry. Then people, so they are trading about the imbalance, they're gonna say market come and fill imbalance from here. You see, the FEG, whatever they call it, this is what they will say, okay, market come and fill the order. But this one was nice. Let's say if you took the entry from here, this is almost 70 pips, and this one is 50. Then you understand that, okay, there is a place where market has to come and fill. You take again another entry from here. But what is the reason of market coming and buy here? This is what you need to understand. Market created this liquidity. Market created this liquidity for them to do it, to come in and do what? And buy. Again, people that are trading QML, if you don't understand what you are doing, they'll say this is a QML level, market has to do it, has to come and sell. But you need to know the overall of why market come here. Market could not come again and start selling from here. There is no liquidity, they didn't create anything for them to come and sell from there. You know already where market has to seek. Same story happen here again, check here. Do you see this area? This is orders, guys. Then why, what is the reason of them buying there? You see the reason. They just buy and seek. I know there is people that have been selling, let's say from here. This is, I saw someone was selling from here. So the person sold on this candlestick. This is why the person sold on this candlestick. Yes, check. What time was it? This one was a perfect entry because it respect my time. You see, entry time 3:30 is here, and 2:30, the one that is here. Then this one was when New York opened. Let's say 7 from here, market drop. Then New York open 7. Then we'll go to the upside. So if you don't follow timing, someone is gonna expect market to come and start selling from here because this is a supplier level. Market has to sell, but they forget there is a liquidity of the previous week that they have to take out. They have to take out. Plus all this Asian range, market has to take it out. You see, after market took all the area out, and this is what happened. So simple, guys. You just have to wait. Let's say if you go there, then you start trying to understand why did the market start selling from there. Here you have to go a bit somewhere here for you to be able to understand what was happening. But so far for me, I'm still waiting for this zone on top. I'm still waiting for this zone on top. But I believe This one could play a big role somewhere here, I believe. Yeah, this one. Let's see, this candlestick plus this one. So these two. If I wanted to trade, this could be my area that I'm supposed to look at the market. One is the reaction of this one and this one here. That's supposed to be my zone where I'm supposed to look for the entry there. That's what I'm supposed to look like. If I wanna take the trade, I need to see how market is gonna get inside this zone. So this is how I refine. But at the same time, I have this level. The one is on top there for me to be able to catch the movement. So this is my area of where I need to take the entry. This one, they use the low here, the SR flip. They're just building liquidity for them to come and validate all these. You see, this is the SR flip where supports become resistance now. Maybe they'll drop because I still believe they have to drop inside this zone. As you can check, this is my zone. So I still believe, because of momentum and time, the one they did here, I believe maybe they're gonna come and start buying from me. If they go more to the downside, this is gonna be the zone that I'm gonna look for buy. Let's see, maybe tomorrow, and this one also is going to happen. So guys, this is how I look at the markets. I look of where there is liquidity. And here, I give you guys this entry in the group. I said this one is going to drop. You guys see? Drop. So you just have to understand what is happening. If you wanted for your precision and whatever, you can break this area, wait for market to return and take the entry. But because some of us, we like taking those risk entry, this is my zone. You see? Touch and drop. But here, I like what happened in the morning. These things happen in the morning just in front of my eyes. Asian range. First, on Friday, I said market has to go here, then we have to sell. This is what happened. Market get there, then we sold. We created this area. Then they created liquidity Asian range as the guide for them to do what? To sell. To buy. Then they just come here, they buy. If you wanted to get an entry here, you are doubting this zone because you believe market maybe might trade from to this area. Even myself, I can doubt that. But the only reason that I was confident with this entry here was this. We create this. You see? We run here. We create this level. If you don't know, this is what I'm talking about. We run that area. You see? We run that area. Then we create this demand level, drop, base, rally. Then we break structure. At the same time, the Asian low created inside my zone. Why not taking the trade here? This is a nice trade that someone could take. Let's say from the line there, because this is how I'll take my trade. It's just from that line. And my stop loss is gonna be below the zone, somewhere here. Yes, this is where my stop loss can be. Then my target, it's not even gonna be a huge target. So this is gonna be my first target to take out this eye. Then I'll see what market is gonna do. Then from here, if market goes, and this area was another area where I was waiting. I sent the guys to the group. If you guys remember, the video is there. Then market has to get here for them to do it, to drop again. But check, imagine if you could just catch the movement. I'll tell you the timing. I told you guys about the timing. This one until the top, 200 pips. This one until here, 100 pips. Already in a day, you have your 300. More than someone is holding Euro USD for 3 months. So, okay, then if you want to get the entry, let's say you want to get the entry, what you need to understand also, there was a liquidity here. Let's go to M3 so that you can see. I have all those marked. There was a liquidity here. Market come, take out this liquidity and break strategy down to the upside. What you wait for? What is the candlestick that grab liquidity? Is this one. Then this one market come and trade inside. Like for me, that is gonna be my entry. This candlestick here. I don't give a shit about what is happening here, but I'm just gonna wait for this one for me to take the entry. Then you go to the upside without stress. You hold your trades. You know already when you are buying from here, this is the level that you have to come and take your profit, because this spleen also is something that is good. So simple, guys. Nothing complicated. Nothing complicated. So liquidity is not only when you have the equal highs, equal lows, whatever, like this. Then this is liquidity only. No, liquidity is more. You're gonna see sometimes you're gonna have market is doing something like this. All this is liquidity. Next minute when market is coming, market is gonna seek all those liquidity. Or you're gonna see market is doing something again like this. Let's say market did a drop, then create a high inside and drop. Then market come and seek liquidity, then drop. Most special this one. That is the one is giving people problem, because they'll tell you this was a structure. We break structure already. Why did the market not respect it? Again, the order flow to go to the downside. You just need to understand that this one was the internal liquidity. So check your higher time frame. Let's say if you're looking on M15, check H1. Then what you're going to understand is just that this high was the one that produced this low, and this one is the internal liquidity. Market has to seek them for them to come and sell again from this area. So you see, so simple, guys, so simple and straight, nothing complicated. You have nothing to stress yourself about all this liquidity area, because when market is creating something like this, let's say market creates something like this, let me just do this. Let's say market creates something like this. We go to the upside, we come down, we go up, market break. Then you're gonna see market first time is gonna come and test the area, create a level of liquidity. Then sometimes it's gonna break this one, or maybe hold from here, go again up, come down, up there, then boom, market sell. So here on this case, sometimes you're gonna see even people that they have QML, they trap them, then they seek for the order that was on top. So the only thing you just need to understand is how is your momentum for market, where it's going. So simple, guys. Nothing complicated, nothing complicated. All these things are just simple. They require patience and discipline for you to be able to do like this. So you just need to sit and focus. And another thing is you need to have a plan of what you are doing. Don't be like everyone. Trades, plan your trades and trade your plan. Have a plan where you follow, let's say, even if you're targeting 10 pips a day. If you get that 10 pips a day, then you're gonna be happy, because the only thing that you need in the trade is consistency. If you don't have consistency in a trade, believe me, you restart like every single day. Every single day. You're gonna start again and again and again and again. So simple, guys. Nothing complicated, nothing to worry about, nothing to ask yourself a question, why am I failing? Why am I not making? Why am I doing this and that? No. There is no magic. Everything that you know is the one that is playing in the market. There is no even need for you to trade a lot of stories. No need to trade a lot of stories. So even here, you should check, guys. This is something that I'm just explaining right now. You see? This one is on. But what is the reason of them buying here? Liquidity. Liquidity, guys. Liquidity. I know my brother King Del sold from here. I don't know if he sold again from here, but this was a nice buy. We'll just buy from here going to that. These things happen only if you understand about all those liquidity, where the liquidity is. Because someone who's going to come and tell me, no man, we had a break of structure here, but this was liquidity for them to come and buy from here. But what is the original movement from here to here? Do you consider this? This is where the bullish momentum starts. And this is the point where you have to look at, because you know that if you have this point here to this area, there must be liquidity inside. And when market is coming, market has to seek all this liquidity. Do you believe market is going to come and hold again from here? No, because my higher time frame I'm going to say is this one to this one here. Let me go and check. Let me check maybe H1. Let me check H1. Yeah, see it from this one, huh? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. You see, this one was the one that mitigated this area. I believe even this market can even come and break all this area, because all this is still internal liquidity that is being created from this high, from this low to that high. All this is just a liquidity they're creating. Where is the valid zone? My valid zone is just gonna be here. This is where I'm gonna look for the entry. But if you follow right now, all this movement happened started from here, because we've been trading from this to this. So since we seek all this liquidity that was resting here, what do you expect next is for market to come and run this low. This is what people, they need to understand. So, sharp guys, I'm done. I know today I'm just explaining like an easy guy. I don't know what is happening. I even feel myself that I'm not explaining properly. But I hope you're going to enjoy it. Sharp guys.